Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend DG Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
I'm here for Peter.
Not this time, kid. All right, everyone.
Sorely mistaken.
Oh, hey, oh. All right, kids. Welcome back to another episode of The Ultimate Spider-Cast. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, that threat and menace. It is.
Little Hellfire. Thwip.
All right. And as we said last time, to celebrate the upcoming Madam Web and...
Celebrate's a strong word, Phil. To encourage the algorithm to pump our stuff.
In the physical attributes of Sydney Sweeney, this time we're going to cover Spider-Woman 1 through 4 from 1993. I'm telling you, just the artwork alone will bring Ray and David. All right. Oh, did you see? Do you watch Saturday Night Live regularly? No. What was it, like 2 weeks ago or something? Dakota Johnson hosted, and I think it was in her.
Oh yeah, I did hear that she was doing that.
Yeah, I think it was in her monologue. She goes, I'm starring in this upcoming movie, Madam Web, with Sydney Sweeney. She goes, it's like if you asked AI to write your boyfriend's perfect movie.
No sound needed.
All right. So, did you see that? They're saying, they're like, yeah, they're doing like a bunch of like behind the scenes like featurettes and that, and they're like,
yeah, I'm getting them on TikTok.
Like aren't a lot of them like Sydney Sweeney, even though Dakota Johnson's supposed to be like the lead of that movie, like the title character of that movie.
Well, she's only the lead in pay probably because she's a Nepo baby.
Well, yeah, and it's her, and like I said, it's her character's.
No one cares about that character, bro. Be so serious.
Well, yeah, I know.
Unless they really should have just did the old lady version. I think that they just don't trust the audience enough. They don't actually know what spider people want.
Hollywood doesn't trust that. I mean, look at Aunt May. Every Spider-Man movie, she gets progressively younger.
Well, that's just ageism, sexism.
That's what I'm saying. It's just old-fashioned ageism and sexism.
They could have got somebody at least Marisa Tomei's age. Is my point.
True.
I mean, you can get an older woman who still looks good for her age.
I mean, all of them. I mean, because isn't Sydney Sweeney's Julia Carpenter?
You could have given me Meryl Streep, but they weren't trying to back up that kind of money.
No. But I mean, Sydney Sweeney's
Jodie Foster, Sigourney Weaver would have made an excellent choice. Isn't
Julia Carpenter look like she's in school in this movie? I'm like, isn't she?
Isn't she like? Is she getting her PhD or is she getting her freaking bachelor's? I don't know.
Is that even college or high school? I don't know, but I'm just saying she's supposed to be like, she's supposed to be a single mother.
Not yet. This is the prequel where Yeah. Anyway, you know what's funny? Hold on. I was like, you know how the one that we're covering is by Roy Thomas, right?
Yes.
So, what did I see I saw it in my shop. Hold on, let me grab it.
Well, yeah, because then I will ask. Oh boy, we'll see what it is. Because it's like, yeah, didn't he work on a bunch of DC stuff? I know he worked on some West Coast Avengers. So,
the whole damn run of Infinity Inc.
Oh, really?
With both annuals, the whole fucking run.
How long?
For 50 cents a pay. It went for like 60 something issues.
Oh, nice, for 50 cents. Yeah, that's what I said. One of the stores I know, I had to drive like an hour, but there was a store around here that was doing like 50-cent issues.
I don't know what normal people would pay, but that's what I paid.
Are they like in good condition, or are they just like?
Oh yeah, they're in excellent condition.
Oh really?
They're not. The pages aren't even like yellowed or anything. No, nobody really knows Infinity Inc. But I just thought that was so funny because like with the influx of like Spider-Woman stuff, right? So I was thinking maybe that's why somebody decided to sell their whole collection, thinking that he would give them money for it. But I guess my guy didn't, because like I said, he sold it to me for 50 cents an issue. So
Yeah.
They're like really good condition, like shot, like somebody took care of these.
Yeah. And well, that's
I
like
don't know why it's Infinity Ink, but bless their heart.
well, that's what I did. I went out and got every Impact comic from the early '90s, and like I was surprised. Like they shipped the whole thing in a long box or a short box, and I'm like everything was bagged and boarded. It looks in good condition. I was like, wow.
Yeah, that's wild. But yeah, I just
Mhm.
thought that was really funny. I was just like, man, the algorithm in real life, right? What do they call that? The Bader Mendoff effect or whatever.
Wait, oh,
Yeah, that's the algorithm in real life. I thought that was just so funny.
I think we're still at the point where it's like, if a character hasn't appeared in a movie, you can still get the comics for a decent price.
Yeah, but it's Roy Thomas. Like, come
I
on, like
know,
that's
I know.
insulting. I mean, like, rest his soul. But I was just kind of laughing the whole
I know.
time.
There's so much more trash from like the '90s and stuff. That's probably what like sells for a lot more.
That
Oh,
is true, but it's like, come on, it's like it's
speaking of
Fred Fredericks on the art. Like, are you serious?
speaking of little feet, did you see Rob Liefeld says after he has some Deadpool story coming out this summer, and then he's retiring from Deadpool.
Meaning they're never gonna let him touch Deadpool again.
Yeah, that's what I told him that, but I'm gonna retire because they won't let me do it anymore. Was he saying stuff
Like
online?
I said, he can go work for Frank Miller and then if he really wanted to. He just
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I'm just like, is he another Frank Miller now, or is that why they don't want to maybe touch him? But
I don't actually have I don't really have a problem with Rob Liefeld, just his art and his little feet, and he has a little bit of an attitude. And I really don't like the way that he treated Fabian, like all those interviews you hear. But like outside of that, like that's their beef. I'm not privy to it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's two sides to every story is the way that I look at it, especially with like
Yeah.
creatives and stuff.
Well,
So
I wasn't sure about his politics, but yeah, I know he has. I mean, although Fabian I know has shot back before, so
rightly so.
yeah,
Like I said, there's two sides to every story. Everybody deserves to have their side heard, and public opinion has aired on the side of Fabian as they should.
and I'm sorry, I know I'm contractually obligated. Little said Frank Miller.
Your mother's a whore. So it's gonna be interesting to see what he does to move on and who actually like wants to deal with that.
I
don't think Todd will want to deal with that. So
what's gonna happen. He's gonna start his own own comic, and
nobody's gonna buy that.
Stuff's gonna look suspiciously like
Frank Miller has a hard time moving his product. Like, let's be real. So
yeah.
nobody's buying Rob Liefeld. Be so serious.
I don't think he can do a Kickstarter.
He can try.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, our good friend DG Chichester and Will Allred can tell you how hard a Kickstarter is, no matter who.
Oh
you
yeah.
are.
Oh yeah.
So
I was gonna say he's gonna have some book that's gonna suspiciously look like Deadpool, but it's gonna be something.
No, he wouldn't even try that.
No,
the mouse is on the ropes. They are tightening the noose on everything. They are pissed Mickey Mouse is in the fucking public domain, and everything else they're holding near and dear and precious. So I don't think we have to worry about that.
Okay.
Maybe he'll go right Deathstroke. I don't know. DC took Bendis when his fame was on the wane and decline. So maybe we'll get an ad saying Rob Liefeld coming to DC Comics. I don't know. I would not doubt it.
Rob Liefeld coming all over your comic shop. Oh, I'm sorry.
Anyway, enough procrastinating, Phil. We got 4 issues to get to.
I'm not procrastinating. You're procrastinating. All right.
You brought up Rob Liefeld. You know that was a tangent meant for my ADHD.
I mean, just like with Rob Liefeld, just like with sex robots, Lilith has opinions.
Yeah.
All right, so
getting ever so closer to never having to deal with another human being in my life. It's great.
Hey-o. All right, so yes, kids, like we said, we're gonna do this 4-issue Spider-Woman miniseries from 1993 featuring Julia Carpenter because she's showing up in the Madam Web movie in a certain form. All right, so Spider-Woman,
super hot and super young, but like no, I see it. I see the vision.
Oh yeah.
So I just want one more Sydney Sweeney little side thing. I don't know if you've seen the teaser where she's talking about She was doing the research and she noticed how Julia was like always hanging upside down. So she asked to make sure that they had like the butt shot of her hanging upside down and as many shots as possible. Now I don't know how true it is and how many made them into the movie, but she said she did a lot. So
she asked for the butt shots.
yeah, she knows. Look, she knows where her bread is buttered, or
But
her honey buns are glazed, whatever you want to say.
oh man, you know who's going to the movie? You know who's going to the movies that weekend, right?
The hard master.
I just need a live stream of like Dave and Ray watching that.
Hey! They better go see it because next Scarlet Spider episode, you know, we're gonna be talking about. We have one issue to discuss. You know, Madam Web's gonna come.
Okay, that was my one little sidetrack, just to entice people to go see it because it's a female. Even though it's a female-led movie and most of the leads are like very conventionally attractive, still it's a female-led movie, and we all know how the Marvels did. So
Yeah,
and it's also the spiderless Sony universe. So
let's see how it does compared to the Marvels.
well, I mean, they're not gonna beat that. I mean, it's Sony. It's Sony's spiderless universe. Come on, be serious.
Well,
and it's February.
It is attractive women, and again,
it's gonna make its money back on the DVDs and the on demands. It ain't making money.
When you could pause it, okay,
and be alone. Yes.
Oh my! Because I was gonna say the Marvels didn't set a high bar, so
Captain Marvel was overinflated. So anyway, moving on. Let's go.
All right, Spider-Woman Volume 2, Number 1 from November 1993. Deathweb, Be Not Proud.
Whatever that means.
Instead of Death, Be Not Proud. All right, kids. Writers Roy and Dan Thomas. Penciler John Kazop. Inker Fred Fredericks.
Freddy!
You gotta have his albums. Colorist George Rosas, letterer Pat Brousseau, and editor Nell Yomtov.
Sure. Okay.
All right. This is why. All right. I wish Lilith was live on screen so I could see her eyes roll. Spider-Woman.
I know U.S. Agent.
Spider-Woman and U.S. Agent.
Son of a bitch.
Are on the scene of a drive-by shooting and quickly act to get the situation under control before innocent people get hurt. As the car speeds away, Spider-Woman uses her psi webs to try and restrain the car. Do you think that movie they'll do psi webs? Do you think?
I think they are. I think I saw some in one of those trailers. Honest to God, I do.
I hope so.
See, comic book accurate. We can do stuff.
I mean, her costume looks pretty comic accurate from what I've seen.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, even the porn parodies can get the costumes right.
Sometimes even better. None of my business.
That's true.
None of my business.
She uses her side webs to try and restrain the car, but it is too big and moving too fast. Lil loves that.
Whatever you do, don't Google squirrel girl porn. Don't.
Oh my! Wow, look at those nuts.
Baby's got bush.
Oh my!
It's her tail. It's her tail.
Shave that thing. As such, she changes her approach, shifting the web so they only latch onto the rear end assembly of the vehicle. This causes the car to veer out of control and slam into a wall, wrecking it. The shooters begin opening fire on the crowd, but they are protected thanks to the U.S. agent's shield. This allows
bootleg ass shield. Get out of here.
That's vibranium. Come on.
Bootleg, like I said.
Hey, it came from T'Challa. Come on. Although he gave it to Steve Rogers. Well,
exactly.
Ain't none of my business. This allows Spider-Woman to round up the crooks without innocent people getting hurt. However, one of them manages to try and steal another car to make a getaway. Unfortunately for him, Spider-Woman is able to lift up the front end of the car, and the final gang member is taken down by U.S. Agent. Spider-Woman thanks U.S. Agent for the assist, but has to take off because she's meeting her parents at the airport.
Aww.
I mean, this is like the first appearance of these parents.
Only appearance?
Well, a lot of this, because again, they kept teasing her origin and like stuff for years, and now I guess eventually they're just
Listen,
trying to
no
say
origin can be for a spider person can be worse than Silk. So as long as it's not that, I am good.
Silk.
What the F?
I'm so surprised they didn't decide to do a Silk movie.
I'm surprised they didn't include Silk in the movie.
No, she needs her own solo movie. Probably rated NC-17.
Hey, well, Ray's with you, kid.
Sex on the Mind.
Oh yeah, isn't Maddie Franklin in Madam Web too?
Yeah.
Like Maddie Franklin? Wasn't she a thing for like a year or two?
You gotta get all the little characters you can because Disney's greedy. You know what I mean?
That's true. As she slips away to change back into her civilian identity of Julia Carpenter so she can make her appointment on time. Along the way, she thinks about how personable U.S. agent is getting, insisting that Julia call him by his alias of Jack Daniels.
Listen, he's a man after my own heart with his alias and everything, but that's the only cool thing about him. I'm sorry.
Well, his real name was John Walker, but yes, he had to take the alias of Jack Daniels. So, Lilith. She wonders if this has anything to do with the recent death of Mockingbird at the hands of Mephisto recently.
A little shout out to West Coast Avengers.
A tragedy that has shaken the West Coast Avengers to their core. Yes, kids, see West Coast of Avengers West Coast number 100.
No, I thought it was Oh no, I'm thinking of something else. Never mind.
Yeah, no, it's 100. So this is towards the end of the series because the series ends at 102. Because that's why, what is it, issue 3 or something? It's like, oh, this takes place before Avengers West Coast 102, before Force Works.
Oh yikes!
Yeah,
God, they really tried to make that a thing.
I don't know what's worse, Force Works or that Heroes Reborn put an end to it.
I'll tell you what's worse. Infinity. See, I'm kidding.
I'll tell you what's worse. Tell you what's worse. Heroes Reborn. See. Oh wait,
it's definitely a grab bag. If you want to know our real thoughts, go be sure to check out the Patreon.
That's right, kids. Subscribe to the Patreon now.
Summer of
man,
sadness.
Wait a minute. So if Liefeld goes into retirement, no more
Captain America with titties.
Yeah, no more small feet and big titties on men. What is his world coming to?
Giving you guys unrealistic body expectations to live up to. How dare he?
And women with waists the size of pencils. I mean, come on.
I'm just gonna say he might be a fan of hentai like I am. That's all I'm saying.
I don't remember a lot of tentacles in his stuff.
I don't think those are tentacles.
All right. As she drives to LAX, Julia thinks about how her parents were absent for much of her life due to the research outside of the country, particularly in the Peruvian rainforest. She finds herself resenting them.
Radioactive spiders running around that Peruvian rainforest, huh?
Well, that's not her origin, but okay.
I know, I'm just joking.
She finds herself resenting them a little bit for it, but knew that they loved her. She contemplates revealing to them that she is secretly Spider-Woman, but decides against it, at least for now. Julia arrives at the airport just in time to meet her parents and collect their luggage. As she brings them to her home, Julia has to dodge questions about her employment and not giving away her double identity by using her strength to carry too many bags. What's this job entail? Oh, I wear skin-tight outfits. Oh, okay.
You know, I swing around, I flip around, you know.
However, this is all overlooked when I work with Tony Stark. Oh, enough said.
Yeah, enough said. Are you the new Pepper Potts? Mm-hmm.
Well, she kind of was in that 90s Iron Man cartoon.
Yeah.
This is all overlooked when Julia's parents, Walter and Elizabeth Cornwall, are reunited with their granddaughter, Rachel.
That is like the like straight from the White People Factory default names.
The Cornwalls. After giving Rachel a tarantula as a gift, the adults go into the house to catch up.
I would murder somebody if they gave my child a tarantula. I don't even date a guy if he has a tarantula, a snake, or a ferret. Those are red flags. Sorry, boys.
Oh my!
You can have a hedgehog. That's it.
There's only one kind of snake a man can have if she wants to date Lil.
Yeah, it better not be soft and floppy. Drake.
Oh my god. Oh, so what it
And
takes?
then with all the pills and Swedish penis pumps, there is no reason for you to be sending pictures to a girl with a floppy sock. Okay, that's all I'm saying. If you're gonna send one, make it good. That's
Oh
it.
my, yeah,
That-
but
that's
is that kind of a way to show? Oh, hey, it's big even when it's not.
It's a prosthetic, first of all.
Oh my.
Allegedly, my bad. let me put allegedly in there real quick.
Lilith is like, that is stunt dick all day.
As somebody who has watched a lot of corn, I'm gonna tell you, yes. If you know, you know. It still ain't taking the eyes off your BBL, Drake. Sorry, it's just not. Anyway.
It's then that the Cornwalls tell their daughter that their work has taken a focus on research as well as preserving the rainforest in order to prevent a rare plant life from going extinct. As it begins getting late, Walter and Elizabeth are concerned that they haven't been contacted by their colleague who was supposed to call them shortly after they arrived in Los Angeles.
What is it with alternate spider people living on the West Coast? What is it about the West Coast that just sings to them?
I don't know.
They can't really be in Marvel's New York. I get it, but
When she first, I don't know. They moved her all over because when she first appeared, she was living in Denver, and then when you joined,
almost the West Coast.
then she moved to the West Coast for the Avengers.
Might as well put her in San Francisco. You know, if you know, you know.
Oh my. That's where Jessica Drew was, wasn't it? San
Yeah,
Francisco,
that's what I'm saying. Like, we got to get them out of Marvel's New York. Get them out of there.
After such a long day, Julia's parents decide to go to bed at the same time as Rachel, leaving Julia up alone to wonder what Carter Napier wants with her parents.
Nothing good with a name like that.
Oh my. That's when there's a knock on the door. I don't have a door knock. Come on, leave me alone.
You ain't got a doorbell or nothing?
There's your doorbell.
Absolutely not.
Can you imagine every time someone goes to your door, it's just like
mine is dogs barking, because when you ring the bell, the dogs bark. So
go away. That's when there's when Julia goes to answer, she discovers shocked to find Carter Napier is on the other side. He has a number of insect stings on his body and collapses dead on the floor.
Good.
His sudden arrival and death comes as a shock to Julia. The racket wakes up Julia's parents, who are just as horrified by the sight, as Carter Napier was the man who was supposed to contact them. Fearing that Napier was murdered by her old foes, the Deathweb, Julia slips outside and changes into Spider-Woman to investigate the property. As she searches, she's ambushed by Perich, Deathweb's six-armed arachnid powerhouse. As the two battle it out, Spider-Woman fears for the safety of her family and leads Perich out to a nearby marina. He has a date for almost every night of the week. Their battle gets between a young couple.
You gotta rest on Sunday, you know?
That's true. Even God did. Between a young couple who Perich tries to take a hostage, but Spider-Woman manages to free them by using her psi webbing to yank them free.
I bet.
Hail. The battle comes to an abrupt end on a boat that Julia crashes into the side of the docks. This disorients Perich long enough for Spider-Woman to kick him into the water. Realizing that he's outmatched, Perich then flees the scene. With the battle over, Spider-Woman makes her way back to her home, but is so exhausted she passes out on the floor while still wearing her costume in full view of her parents and her daughter.
So lame. That is so lame.
Yes. So yes, kids, yes, Mockingbird appeared to die in Avengers West Coast 100. However, years later in Secret Invasion, it was revealed that was just a Skrull who died in her place.
Yeah, she got replaced in like way back in the 80s of that series or something like that.
Something like that, I think. Yeah. That's what me and Justin were talking about the one night.
Everybody's a Skrull until proven otherwise at this point, you know?
I think it's one of the Hawkeye stories we're doing. Yeah, Justin and I were talking. We're like, can you imagine if you're that Skrull spy and you get killed in her place and you get sent to Mephisto's realm? You're like, damn it. The
assignment was so not worth it.
now you're stuck with that fancy man Mephisto for eternity.
He's like, I got an extra pair of red shoes.
Oh my. Oh yes, and
No, he's
Julie,
gonna give you some shrooms, and then you can go mess with Daredevil. I don't know. I don't think it's that bad. I don't think
He's
Uncle
petty.
Ben's that bad of a guy.
he's petty. He's petty.
True. That's why we love him. He's also salty, so you know.
And Deathweb last appeared in a story we almost covered, Avengers West Coast 84 through 86. Well, hey, Spider-Man.
I'm sure you'll cover it on Marvel Tales or something.
With special guest Spider-Man. That's why we almost did that one. All right. I asked you, hey, I gave you your choice. You picked this one.
I know. It's more appropriate.
Well, West Coast Avengers, Julia Carpenter is in that. All right. So, thoughts, or should we get to the next one?
Yeah, let's just keep going.
Hey, well, Spider-Woman #2 from December 1993. Oh boy, you know how I
These
love long.
titles are terrible.
You know how I love long titles. You can't go home again.
Like a hole in the head.
Exactly. You can't go home again, especially if you weren't really there the first time. What?
Smoked it. Everybody loves cocaine. It wasn't
No. I know. I think it's a race between. Yeah.
Smoked it, Juby.
Man.
Everyone loves cocaine.
Oh man, where are you when we need you, Charlie Esser? We're gonna need someone to defend that Madam Web mess. I don't
I'm sure
know.
I'm sure we'll see plenty of fellows defending that movie.
Oh yeah.
I already see some dudes on TikTok defending it. Like, come on, guys, give it a chance.
I love the.
Babe, Sydney Sweeney's not gonna she's not gonna have sex with you. You know, just because you defend Madam Web.
I loved it for the plot. Then we all know the plot is a picture of her boobs.
Exactly.
So don't put that up on your Instagram anymore, Ray. Nah, you didn't. Yet. After her battle with Thrak of the Deathweb, Spider-Woman has a nightmare of wandering through a cave when she is suddenly swarmed by venomous spiders. She wakes up screaming about poison, frightening her visiting parents and her daughter. Man, it sounds like Lilith waking up on a Sunday morning.
No, I'm immune to the poison now. I don't get hangovers. You should know that.
I know. She was here once, kid. She drank a whole barrel of whiskey and she woke up completely fine. When Walter,
that was a barrel of rum, but yeah.
Yes. When Walter Cornwall, Julia's father, tries to calm her, she pushes him aside without thinking about her strength, frightening her mother, Elizabeth, who just discovered that her daughter is Spider-Woman a short while earlier. After everyone calms down, Julia confirms that Dr. Carter Napier is dead and that his body is waiting to be picked up by the authorities.
There's been a murder
in Savannah. Julia realizes that she has something to look into and tells her parents to take her daughter ahead with them on their trip to Peru and that she will catch up with them later. I want to keep my daughter safe, so take her to Peru with you.
Actually, Peru is not that dangerous as long as you don't crash your mountains into the Andes and have to eat each other alive, you know?
I was just thinking about spiders the size of your head, but yeah.
Australia has the market on poisonous spiders pretty much.
Yes, I heard there's all kinds of dangerous wildlife.
Just don't lick the frogs. You'll be fine. Drop bears.
You lick them. You
kangaroos.
It's a lot of meat.
All right, let's get back to the story. Everyone's itching for more Spider-Woman.
The spider babies.
Sure.
And that she will catch up with them later. Julia then changes into a fresh Spider-Woman costume and rushes to the Avengers compound in Palos Verdes to borrow a Quinjet. Spider-Woman.
West Coast Avengers.
Spider-Woman flies to Washington, D.C. and arrives there in the early hours of the morning. She has come here because Dr. Napier was involved in the Commission for Superhuman Activities, the same organization that gave her powers. The serum that was used was also the same that gave Deathweb their powers, and now that they have killed Napier, she has come to get answers. She figures if anyone will have answers, it will be Valerie Cooper, the head of the Commission. Breaking into the Commission's office, Spider-Woman begins looking through the computer files they have on her and discovers something she had always suspected. She was set up. On the day that Val Cooper enlisted her into the commission, she claimed that she contacted Julia on a lark while on a layover flight in Denver. However, the records indicate that Valerie's actually had planned on being in Denver to enlist her the whole time. I don't know that. I don't know, that plot point seemed kind of
Dumb.
yeah, because I was just like,
Lazy.
who can I use? Who can I use as a superpowered agent? I know that girl I went to high school with. Yeah. See,
Well, maybe she had a thing for her.
maybe she was very acrobatic and hanging upside down in high school. Who knows?
Exactly.
Stay tuned for those butt shots, Ray.
Bubble boo boo boo.
Before she can uncover any more, Spider-Woman is caught red-handed by Val and a team of guards. Although Spider-Woman takes out the guards in an attempt to escape, Val tells her not to bother because she is willing to tell Julia everything she wants to know about her secret origin. However,
DC has a trademark on that. Thank you.
Val warns Julia that she might not like the answer she is about to receive.
It can't be worse than being half monkey, right?
Whoa!
Shout out to
That's true. Oh man, you're talking. Oh yeah, I don't think Russell's still twitching from that.
The greatest comic of all time.
Infinity Inc. Annual #2. Yes, I agree.
Val explains that the mandate of the commission was to investigate superhumans and also to create their own government-controlled agents. To this end, she enlisted the aid of Dr. Carter Napier as well as Peruvian-born Dr. Sylvia Yakwa, the Japanese scientist Hashimoto. On the day Cooper gathered them all together, she impressed upon them the urgency for government-controlled superheroes, calling others like the Fantastic Four and the Avengers nothing more than vigilantes.
Listen, Fantastic Four are just space explorers who like to mind their own business, and then supervillains just so happen to want to have beef with them. So they squash that shit, okay?
They didn't want to do anything, but when Galactus is going to step on everyone's roof, someone's going to
do
step
what
in.
you gotta do, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It can't be all quantum verses and cosmic rays, you know what I'm saying?
You'd be under the thrall of the Skrulls right now if Reed Richards hadn't turned 4 of them into cows, okay?
Exactly. Put some respect on the name of the Fantastic Four.
That man discovered how delicious Skrull burgers could be.
The original Chick-fil-A.
Oh!
More scroll.
Oh, did you see that? Remember when we talked on Sony and Penny about, McDonald's raising their prices and stuff?
Yeah.
I saw in the news today they were saying, I guess, business must be so bad. McDonald's is bringing prices back down.
Give us that damn $1 McChicken back, and I swear everybody will be back in there packed.
Mm-hmm.
All you gotta do is do the $1 McChicken, and you gotta give us the $1 snack wrap too. You gotta do the snack wrap.
I know in the news they said profits
and
were
you
down.
gotta do $1 drinks.
Oh yeah.
Size.
Oh yeah.
You gotta bring that back. Those are the 3 things that are.
They weren't coming for the fine cuisine. They were coming for the prices. McDonald's. Jeez.
Well, no, that's not. I think that's not fine cuisine. It's just that it's consistent almost anywhere in the world that you go. That's why it's like, oh, it's so American to go to McDonald's in France. I'm like, well, babe, sometimes I don't want to eat cow brain. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh my god, was it Artie Lang had a joke? Yeah, it's like these people go to McDonald's for a salad. He's like, that's like going to your drug dealer and asking for a Red Bull.
I mean, there might be something special in your Red Bull. If you know, you know.
Oh my.
Everyone loves cocaine.
All right. When this was met with concern from Napier, she was easily able to ply him with a very generous salary. At the beginning of their research, Dr. Yakwa's nationality provided them with the knowledge they needed to mount an expedition into the Peruvian Amazon to gather rare plants and arachnid venom for their experiments.
Wait, they were preying on a poor single mother? Like this is your
I know.
government.
Yeah, man. It's
just saying.
Incidentally enough, well, I don't know. Maybe she was just like, "Oh, you're a single mother." Oh, nepotism.
No, she's like, look, she's checking out. Yeah, you're still in good shape. You got a divorce. You need some money because you're a single mom. Yeah, you'll do this crazy stunt that we're about to propose. Wild. And that's how it really works in the real world. That's the crazy thing.
Come on, come on. It's like a super powered Lifetime movie. Come on.
No, it really is.
I know. Incidentally enough, the people who this will be the highest episode.
Don't give Lifetime any ideas. Although your mom might like that.
I was going to say
Julia Carpenter story.
Exactly. This will be the highest rated episode of Ultimate Spider Cast with housewives. Yes. Incidentally enough, the people who guided the scientists on their search were none other than Walter and Elizabeth Cromwell, Julia's parents.
Dun, dun, dun.
Tied all back in. Back in the United States, their experiments began in earnest, and Dr. Cromwell had developed a serum that will endow a human being with the abilities of a spider, but they needed a test subject. Hearing this, Val was inspired upon hearing about the Cornwell's involvement, as she was friends with their daughter Julia when they were in college. That's when Cooper orchestrated her layover in Denver in order to reconnect with Julia. Sure enough, Val's assessment on Julia were correct. She was still in relatively good shape, and after her divorce from her husband Larry Carpenter, she was willing to.
Why is it always Larry? Shout out to Larry Lance.
Exactly. She was willing to join a government program for the money she needed to support her daughter. So yes, kids, the origin, boils down to
We need the money. Gimme.
It's so weird though, because like even like Jessica Drew, it's like Spider-Woman are just like, where'd you get your powers? Oh, some shady organization experimented on me.
Are we sure that Norman didn't set Peter up at this point? Can we just tweak that origin then so we can all tie in together?
I'm trying to remember, was that part of what Byrne was trying to do in 99?
But like it was never like explicitly stated enough. But I feel, or the Beyond Corporation at this point, something.
I mean, Ultimate Spider-Man. Bendis is Ultimate Spider-Man. I mean, it wasn't intentional, but I mean, it was like Norman's thing.
Yeah, I wanted intentional. Somebody intentionally wanted Peter to become a superhero to tear his life up.
Well,
it was Flash Thompson.
I mean, the new Ultimate Spider-Man. I mean, Tony Stark basically sent him that spider.
Well, we all know how we feel about Tony in alternate universes, right?
Well, it doesn't even have to be alternate.
And it's also giving MCU Spider-Man a little bit, but whatever.
Yeah. Bringing Julia to Washington, Val put her under rigorous training to get Julia to the peak of physical perfection. So now she looks like Sydney Sweeney. From there, Cooper pushed for the testing to begin.
You spent on the first cover. You're like, yeah, I see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. From there, Cooper pushed for the testing to begin, reminding Napier that he's being paid more than well to comply with her orders. As the test went on, the results were not coming as quickly as Val wanted and demanded that they inject Julia with a double dose.
Double dose.
What a friend. Jeez. This caused Julia to pass out, and when she woke up, she was upset that they injected her with a double dose spider venom. That's the other thing will give Lilith a hangover anymore. Double dose of deadly spider venom. Furious that they almost killed her, Julia struck a wall and was surprised when her fist smashes through the wall. Explaining the serum gave her enhanced abilities. They then put Julia under a battery of tests that determined the limits of her strength. It was also through these tests they learned that Julia had also gained the ability to cling the walls. Later, when they tested her ability to create psi webs, making Julia test out his new power on the facility janitor, a man named Theo. Okay, what kind of spider has psi webs in nature? Can you tell me that, kids?
Probably some spider from Australia.
Wow, Australia really, getting mentioned this episode.
Catching strays in this episode.
That was just a really nice package.
Australia, man, really.
Couple of balls down the gob.
Later, when they tested her, considering the operation a success, Julia was given a costume and a code name. At first, Julia wanted to be named Arachne after the Greek goddess.
However, yeah, Americans are too stupid. Just your Spider-Woman now.
However, Val insisted that Julia take on the name Spider-Woman as it was more media savvy. However, before they could reveal Spider-Woman to the press, Julia found herself embroiled in the cosmic conflict known as Secret Wars, her first appearance.
Secret Wars. Secret Wars.
The 40th anniversary, kids.
I'm not paying $10 for that. I don't care. Have you seen them in your comic book shops?
What
They're $10.
Oh, or because they're re-releasing the issues or something.
And they're like all holographic and shiny and.
Oh no, I haven't really. Next year for its 40th anniversary, Justin and I already said we're going to do Secret Wars too.
Bless your hearts.
That was for you, Charlie.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You love that
hearts.
thing. However, before Secret Wars, something that Val knows about, even though the superhero community has tried to keep it under wraps. However, once Julia was back on Earth, Val had Julia become a member of Freedom Force, something that Julia didn't like much since most members of the group were criminals forced into government service.
I was gonna say, if you gotta put freedom in the title, you know something's suspicious.
Wait, well, is it mostly criminals in government service?
Exactly.
Things went sour when Julia's ex-husband won custody of Julia's daughter, prompting a change in Julia's position, and she assisted the Avengers in breaking out of the vault when they were in prison there. Hearing all this, Julia points out that the Commission was employing villains while locking up real heroes. Plus, Val didn't give her much choice, and this also led to Julia becoming indentured to Mike Clemson, who not only had a secret vendetta against Julia, but was also an agent of some secret shadow government agency calling itself the Conclave. Yeah, that's another thing they overused in like the 80s.
Yeah.
Despite their differences and these bombshell revelations, Julia's come to know that Dr. Napier died trying to reach her home in Newport Beach, and why Deathweb was after him. This news comes as a shock to Val Cooper, and she quickly realizes that she has to tell Spider-Woman more than she intended. Val explains that after Julia defected from the Commission, the government put any projects that would create more superhumans on hold. This didn't stop the villain known as the Manipulator. Got hold of the serum they created and used it to create Deathweb.
Every time it's gonna do it for me. Every time.
So he's a lonely man on a Saturday night, the Manipulator.
No, a guy who's really good at fishing, the masturbator. You know?
No. I'm a master hunter. My cousin Moses is the masturbator. Is the masturbator. Those who were injected with these new serums were all involved with the Commission. The first was Theo, the janitor, who was transformed into the massive spider creature now known as Thrak. Offered a great deal of money, both Dr. Yakwa and Noto underwent the experiments. Noto gained the ability to teleport, becoming the trapdoor spider-themed Antro, while Yakwa could spin webs and took on the name that Julia originally wanted for herself, Arachne.
She's like, yeah, that was for me, see.
Carter Napier was the one who conducted all of the experiments, giving in when the Manipulator paid him a large sum of money, but warned him that he would be killed if he talked. When Deathweb first appeared, Val put 2 and 2 together and blackmailed Napier into continuing to work for the Commission in the hopes he would lead her to the Manipulator. Things got complicated because the serum that Napier gave Deathweb was tampered with so that each member needed regular antidote shots in order to stay alive. The old Baron Zemo. Forcing them to remain loyal to the Manipulator.
Gots to be more careful.
She figures that Deathweb was running low. Got any more of that antidote? She figures that Deathweb was running low on supplies, and Napier went to warn Julia's parents before he was killed. This angers Julia because this whole situation has put her parents and her daughter in harm's way. Before Spider-Woman can leave for Peru, Val refuses to allow her to go, explaining that she told Julia everything in order to learn where her parents have gone. Unfortunately, when Cooper sends guards to subdue her, Spider-Woman easily restrains them with her psi webs and leaves. Yes, Secret Wars 6 was Julia's first appearance.
Yeah, Secret Wars is always up to stuff, bro.
And Freedom Force first appeared as a new version of Brotherhood of Evil Mutants in Uncanny X-Men 199.
Boo.
And yes, Julia was trusted in the service in Uncanny X-Men 206. Oh, yes, and the whole thing with the husband getting custody. Yes, I
That's
do
Iron
remember.
Man, right?
Iron Man 214, I do remember that, yes.
I think 3 is my favorite cover.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I don't know, man. That first one, really. I like that first one, but let me see. Number. I don't know. I still like one better. Not that anyone.
Cat fight, Jerry.
Oh, true. Oh, yeah. All right, you ready for 3?
Let's do it.
All right, Spider-Woman 3, January 1994. Avenger on the Amazon.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
It sounds like Cinemax After Dark. Oh, new penciler, Steve Ellis.
Oh,
And
wonder
everyone
what
else.
happened there.
I don't know. With Deathweb coming after her parents and daughter, Spider-Woman has traveled to the Peruvian Amazon in order to get them before they do. Taking a boat out to the Jungle Rama Lodge, Spider-Woman and the other passengers are ambushed by gunmen on another boat. These are assassins that were hired by the Manipulator to eliminate Spider-Woman before she can interfere with his plans. However, she quickly dives into the water to get out of the line of fire. Using her webs to gum up the engine on their motorboat, she subdues the gunmen and learns why they are after her, leaving them stranded on shore. Spider-Woman then uses their motorboat to speed to the site of the Jungle Rama Lodge. At that same moment, Julia's parents, Walter and Elizabeth Cornwall, arrive with their granddaughter Rachel. After unloading their boat, the Cornwalls and their guide, Juan, discover that the other staff had been murdered by some kind of spider venom, much like Carter Napier back in California. That's when they're ambushed by the members of Deathweb to take Walter and Elizabeth. When Juan tries to get between them,
Oh, the poor man of color just trying to do his job, just dies. What is this, a horror movie?
Thorax sprays the guy with a lethal dose of venom. Well, they told him, we're going to get what we want one way or another.
Oh, get out!
When Elizabeth and Rachel try to flee, Antro uses his teleportation abilities to catch them. That's when the Manipulator arrives and orders Walter and his wife to take them into the jungle where he will harm Rachel. By the time Spider-Woman arrives on the scene, they are all already gone, prompting Julia to head into the forest to find them. Not far away, Walter leads Deathweb and the Manipulator to some rope bridges that will take them up into the tall trees where they can harvest the rare plants and spiders they need to create the antidotes that will keep the members of Deathweb alive. However, Thorak underestimates his size and weight when he reaches up to grab one of the plants and causes the bridge to tip, sending the Cornwalls falling over the edge. Thankfully, Spider-Woman web swings in and saves them from a fatal fall. Spider-Woman then faces against Deathweb alone. However, their superior numbers combined with Antro's teleportation abilities give the 3 villains the edge against Spider-Woman. After putting up the greatest fight for her life, Julia is overpowered and taken prisoner, allowing Deathweb to collect what they need and leave. Meanwhile, back in the United States, Conclave agent Mike Clemson watches surveillance footage of Val Cooper's recent meeting with Spider-Woman, thanks to spy cameras that his agency installed in Cooper's office. Learning of the recent revelations and plans, this is all very interesting to Clemson, who decides to put an end to Spider-Woman once and for all. Yeah, and yes, was the issue where it says it takes place before Avengers West Coast 102, where the team disbands. All right. Thoughts, or should we get to the last one?
Oh yeah, let's just rush to the finale.
Oh man, that's some pose on the cover of 4.
More than a handful.
Whoa. Spider-Woman number 4, February 1990.
Something simple, something funny. Thank you.
Tangled Web.
What a tangled web we weave when at first we look to the sea. Yeah.
No. Writer only Roy Thomas credited this time.
Said, Dan, get out of here! You're hogging all the spotlight.
Steve Ellis pencil. Yeah, I think everyone is the same. Well, come on, stupid internet. After being defeated by the Deathweb in Peru, Spider-Woman wakes up restrained in a lab somewhere on Lilith Hellfire's hard drive.
Mind your business.
She is surrounded by. There's not enough leather and whips in this to be from Lilith's hard drive. She is surrounded by her captors and their master, the Manipulator. Master Manipulator. She also has her daughter Rachel as a hostage. Although Julia is afraid for her daughter's life, Rachel tells her mother that she isn't afraid and knows that she will be saved. Rachel makes an emphasis on calling Deathweb silly and that her mother can con them.
Your mother's a whore.
Whoa, my! Is that what Deathweb said?
Your mother's a whore.
Although I don't know, it's Deathweb. It was probably more like
Your mother's a whore.
Yes, very much so.
Nom 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 nom.
Oh no.
Knowing she cannot get through to the Manipulator, Spider-Woman then tries to get through to Antro and Arachne, reminding them that they used to be government agents for the Commission on Superhuman Affairs and ask them to do the right thing. Unfortunately, the pair are more motivated by money and power and refuses
They
to
said money, 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 money.
No.
We need the money. Gimme.
And refuse to betray their master, who has a hold on them anyway, as he has the much-needed antidotes they require to keep alive. They soon complete a new batch of neurotoxin that they recovered from Dr. Carter Napier's notes and injected into Spider-Woman, in the hopes that they can gauge its deadliness. As the toxin begins working its way through her system, Julia screams in pain. Satisfied, the Manipulator decides that he doesn't need to see anymore. Deactivates his holographic projection, revealing that he was never there in person. As Spider-Woman writhes in agony, the facility they are in is suddenly surrounded by a group announcing itself as the FBI. As Deathweb teleports away, Spider-Woman is left to wonder how the FBI could be in Peru and struggles to fight off the effects of the poison and get free from her restraints. Drawing up all her strength, Spider-Woman manages to break free from her bonds. That's when one of the walls of the lab blows out. As it turns out, the FBI, quote unquote, is actually members of the conclave led by Mike Clemson, a government agent with a vendetta against Spider-Woman. However, Clemson explains that taking down the Manipulator and his minions is more important than his dislike of Julia. When Spider-Woman asks what they are doing in Peru, Mike takes her outside, revealing that they are actually in the deserts of California. Clemson has also brought an entire army to help in his goals, but he has no idea where the Manipulator might be hiding. However, Julia has a hunch as they are hiding out in a facility in Silicon Valley. Get it, kids? Silicon.
It is truly silly, though.
Yeah.
Screw you tech guys ruining the world.
Oh, my.
Anywho.
Along the way, Spider-Woman demands to know why Mike has a vendetta against her. Jeez. All these
it's
years.
Like that one teacher, nobody believes you, but has a vendetta because they tried to go out with your mom.
Oh, my. All these years, and this is what it boils down to, kids. That's when he reveals that he doesn't like her because her mother, Elizabeth Cornwall, used to date him and eventually left him for her father, Walter. After telling her
you just date the daughter and get back at her, duh.
Oh, my.
Duh. It's like if a dude makes me mad, I'm going to make you my stepson. What of it?
Oh, my.
Don't get glad, get even, babes.
After telling her this, Mike then asks how she knows that the Manipulator is hiding out in Silicon Valley. Spider-Woman explains that her daughter kept on saying phrases that made emphasis on the words silly and con and put two and two together. She figures that they are hiding out at Thompson Biochemical Industries, a company where Carter Napier worked before the facility was shut down due to an
better than a phony baloney Falco baloney factory.
I was gonna say before the facility was shut down due to, and they never go out of style, an economic recession.
Babes, we've always been in an economic recession.
I said it never goes out of style. With Spider-Woman taking the lead, as long as they're rich people, yes, we'll never run out of that. We'll never run out of economic recessions, kids. The Conclave soldiers infiltrate the facility where they find a secret tunnel into an underground lab facility. However, they are too late to stop the manipulator from injecting the members of Deathweb with an adapted formula from Napier's notes. This new formula boosts their powers, but as Spider-Woman fights them, she realizes that Napier did something to the formula that causes their powers to eventually go out of control, causing them all to exhaust themselves. No stamina.
Womp, 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 womp. He gave him the old Harry Osborn action.
Oh, yeah. Two pump chumps left. With his minions down for the count, the manipulator attempts to use Rachel as a hostage. However, Thorak, fighting unconsciousness, grabs the manipulator and injects him with Venom, seemingly killing him in the process. Freeing her daughter from her handcuffs, Julia asks her daughter if she would like a new name. When Rachel asks why, Julia explains that too many people know she is Spider-Woman and thinks it's time to enter witness protection, get a new name, and retire from costume heroics. However, Rachel tells her mother that she is happy with who her mother is and doesn't want her to give up. Hugging her daughter, Julia asks officers arriving on the scene what took them so long to get there. Just like Lilith asked lots of men, why did it take you so long?
I mean, that's the best case scenario.
Hey, oh, exactly.
You don't want a girl asking what happened.
No laughter.
You don't want them to be devastated like Britney Spears. He said, already put it in, and I was devastated. You got to listen to the audiobook. It is amazing on the audiobook. I am so sorry.
Oh my. All right. So thoughts on these, Lil?
That happened.
I mean, there's not a lot of choice on solo Julia Carpenter stories.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, we should have did the West Coast Avenger stuff. This one is a little like it's too interconnected, but like at the same time, I didn't want to deal with the West Coast Avenger stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is okay, but like it's weird that they chose to give her a limited series. It was only 4 issues. They could have done it in 3, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, again, it's the '90s too. Who didn't get a miniseries in the '90s, Lil?
Touche, good sir. But listen, this is what people need that. Just because you can, stop and ask yourself, should you?
93 and the 94, they were still coasting on that. What?
I mean, she had big guns, but not like big guns. They go pow pow. It's okay though.
Again, it's the '90s. They're like, oh, a hot superhero chick. Yeah, let's give her a miniseries.
I mean, should Roy have been the one right there? Probably not, but he did, and it was okay.
Well, again, it was right. It was what he was writing West Coast Avengers at the time, so I guess.
Yeah. I think some fresh blood would have been a little bit better, personally, but
that's what we get Force
Satisfactory. You know me, I'm always looking for fresh blood.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I give it a solid. I give it a gentleman's B-. Bodacious booty.
Oh my! Yeah, I'll go with that B. Yeah, minus. Yeah.
In your booty.
Not my business. No judgments.
I mean, well, yes, we know.
Somebody's muffin's getting buttered. That ain't my business.
Nor should it be anyone's business.
No.
Consenting adults.
All right.
Supreme Court.
Oh, that's right. Yes. All right. You want to talk any recent Spider books?
Let's see.
There weren't a lot this week, but I know we didn't discuss last week.
Oh, last week?
Yeah, we didn't discuss. So no, that's what I'm saying. Any
what book you want to discuss? Well, we can discuss it.
I know you didn't read it, but speaking of Secret Wars Battleworld #3 came out last week.
How was it?
It was all right. I mean,
cash grabby.
I mean, it's considering that's kind of what it is. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, because they're using.
It's at least fun.
It's fun. Yeah.
Okay.
It's basically, Baron Zemo, Absorbing Man, Hobgoblin, Electro, and Constrictor.
Oh, all my favorites.
Versus Spider-Man, Human Torch, Daredevil, Falcon, and Iceman.
I only like 2 people. Okay.
Oh my.
Well, 3 people. I mean, it depends on who's writing Falcon, I guess.
Yeah.
If
Well,
they would have traded him out for Luke Cage, then we would
well,
have had a plan.
Lilith, it's a DeFalco special.
Gotcha.
And Pat Olaf art, which I always like his art.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that being pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
I just refuse to fund their little schemes and manipulations.
Well, again, 40th anniversary.
40th means nothing. Talk to me when you get to 60. Talk to me when you get to 75. Matter of fact, talk to me when you get to 80.
I thought she's gonna say 69.
Talk to me when you get to 80. Talk to me when you catch up to DC.
Oh
Then
my!
you can celebrate. Then
Oh,
we
you
can
know-
have a little fun.
You know they will.
And then they'll be on their 100th. Your point?
I know. All right. Oh God, Spider Boy's still a thing.
You know, I'm really loving the art, but the story is not really going where I want it to go, unfortunately. It's got one more issue to really pick it up and solidify that first arc.
And I think Slot's kind of hung up on, oh hey, this is a young kid, so we need like young kid villains.
I think that's fun because I do think that they're trying to get like the
Sometimes, but you know,
what is before tween, like that prepubescent
yeah.
market. There's a lot of room for that right now. I think Spidey and his Amazing Friends did really well, like with the merch and everything else and the show itself. And I think they are trying to serve that demographic. And also, he has like kids that age, right?
Maybe
It's giving Bendis. Let me give my kids something to read.
Maybe, yeah.
So I mean, because Miles is a little bit older, so I feel like there is like I said, I thought that there was space for a Spider Boy specifically. That young, like it's like Damien, you know, before he got aged up. It's like I get it. You want a Robin that's a little bit younger.
Well,
to pull him in and keep him there.
Well, next issue will be very able to compare and contrast because Miles is showing up in the next issue. Yes.
I was wondering when that was going to happen, and it had to happen, right?
Oh yeah, you knew it was going to happen eventually, yeah.
And I think that's going to be hopefully an interesting dynamic. I kind of have a little bit of faith in this dynamic that, like, I feel like he had a reason. It's not. I don't feel like Spider-Boy is necessarily a cash grab. It might have been like they approached him with the idea, like, "Hey, we need another Spider Kid."
Hey,
I don't think this was him.
Hey, Miles is kind of Sony's boy. Can you whoop us up?
Exactly. And so he's like trying. I really do feel like he's trying to make the best of a bad situation, and I think he's doing okay. No. I just don't think it's just aimed for my demographic, and that's okay. Not everything has to be for me.
No, yeah.
I mean, I haven't heard terrible things about it. I think a lot of people say it's so unnecessary with Miles, but at the same time, the people that do like it. They do seem to be a little bit younger, so
I mean, it's
however you get them into your ecosystem at this point. You know what I mean?
I'm not saying it's terrible. I'm just
it's just not the demographic for
exactly.
it. Meaning it's written by Dan Slott.
Oh,
it's an OC Dan Slott. You know what I mean? Like
yeah. Oh, did you ever get on the spine tingling Spider-Man train? The last issue.
I told you I did. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm all caught up. I like this. I just kind of wish it would have came out more towards October, like the couple of years ago when they did. I think that would have kind of hit more and more people would be talking about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think it's solid. It was fun. It's different. Like I said, I like something a little darker.
I'm always found for punching Jackal in the face.
Yeah, who isn't? When you can't find a Nazi, grab Jackal.
What, the creepy old college professor who was so obsessed with Gwen Stacy, even when she died, he's like, I'm gonna clone her. And
woman's worst nightmare.
Even death won't stop the stalker.
I mean, look at Taylor Swift. It's real life, man. 30 times, dude.
What?
There's this Taylor Swift has a stalker and the cops can't do anything. He's showed up to her house 30 different times and has only been arrested twice.
Really?
And somebody as powerful as Taylor Swift in New York freaking city is still getting stalked. That is wild.
A billionaire.
Allegedly. Wild.
Well, maybe she's too nice. But, you need to hire someone to take care of that problem.
Wow.
Accidents happen.
That's the problem with being high profile, right?
That's true. But, accidents happen. Stalker could have a car accident on the way home or something.
Only if they drive an electric vehicle.
He could fall on a knife 60, 70 times.
Oh, he committed suicide. Shot himself in the back of the head, did he?
Twice!
Twice.
Also last week, Carnage #3.
That happened.
Oh, you're not feeling it? I thought the first one you were kind
The
of.
first one was good, but it was like they're losing a little bit of steam for me. They need to pick it back up.
I think what they're doing is they're like trying to reset him to status quo.
They have to. Nobody else liked that other crap.
I know. It's kind of like him and Cletus were kind of separated, so it's kind of like, hey, we gotta.
Yeah, we're getting back to status quo, and as soon as that happens, I'm back. I'm all back on board the Carnage train. Nobody said DG Chichester.
Oh. The only Spider book I think was out this week for me. Speaking of, we need more status quo. Venom 30.
Yes. Finally.
My favorite words of the issue. You broke the cage of events. I'm like, yes.
Oh, poor little meathead, you know?
Multiple versions of the meathead. So you think this is gonna
I think this is fixing it because I really didn't like the stuff from the beginning of the series.
I'm thinking maybe they might have.
But I think we're also at the end of the life cycle, and we're gonna get new people pretty soon within the
Yeah.
next 6 months.
That's what I'm thinking. It's like,
It's not making it to 50.
you got to put the toys back in the box for the whoever's coming next. Yeah.
Yeah, you can kind of smell it in the air at this point.
Oh, did you see? I guess.
Which is kind of weird because, like, I really feel like if Al Ewing would have actually just stuck the landing and just went ahead and did Immortal Venom, because like that's kind of what he's known for right at this point. I feel like if he would have really took that kind of thing with Venom,
yeah.
Oh my god, like yes, but like he kind of got lost in the sauce, but he's back on track. But I definitely feel like this is nearing the end of his run for sure.
Yeah. Oh, did you see? David Michelinie's doing another one of those Venom set in the '90s miniseries coming soon.
Yes, I did see that. I'm very excited, actually. That is the best time for Venom.
Oh, yeah. That dumb weightlifting.
Yeah, just a meathead being manipulated by a symbiote. You know, we've all been there.
I was there back in the day. Once a year, he'd make his yearly appearance to threaten Spider-Man.
Like clockwork. I missed that, honestly. It was a simpler time back then.
He'd scare the wife and threaten to eat Spider-Man's brain. Oh,
good times, man. The kids don't know. Somebody needs to tell the kids because they don't know.
You don't know. Yes. It used to be special. Like just once a year, like Santa Claus. Venom would show up.
And then they got greedy. And that's the story of comic books, honestly. Or just anything in general.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
And then they got greedy.
Once again, that's probably one of the best examples of any god. The 90s gave everyone their own miniseries. Or series of miniseries.
A series of miniseries.
Just like Santa, every year Eddie Brock would show up and bring him and his sack would bring joy.
As any good symbiote should.
Exactly. Okay, we should mention it because it was big this week. It's not a spider book, but Ultimate Black Panther #1.
If you could get it.
I got it. Oh, did you see that? I think they're saying that thing's already selling for like $30-$40.
Yeah. It went back to a second printing because it had to.
and I think they said Ultimate Spider-Man #1's like up to like $80 now or something.
What?
Yeah. Well, again, it's a #1 issue. Don't expect that with issues 2 and up.
That's why you gotta get your pull list, kids. You know what I'm saying?
You do, because I know Ray. After I told Ray about Ultimate Spider-Man #1, he went to the store. He couldn't get it. They were out.
Well, I think a lot of comic book guys actually. I don't think my guy does that, but like a couple of like the random shops that I go to occasionally, I think what they do is, oh, we're sold out. I got an order for you. Oh, they're sold out. I can get this one on eBay for you. Well, the app that most comic book shops use to do your pull list, it's kind of trash anyway.
Well, one too. I know, like my guy will say this. It's like it's a #1, but I don't know how many to order. He's like, if a lot of people didn't put it on their pull list.
Spider-Man, like order as many as legally allowed.
Well, Spider-Man. I was talking about Black Panther.
Yeah, Black Panther, that was a little iffy. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
but it's super good.
Oh yeah.
I loved it, cover to
Like
cover.
my friend of the show, Brian Hill.
I'm like, oh, proud of him. Brian Edward Hill, get it right.
Well, I don't know. That's how he used to be credited, but now all the recent stuff, I swear it's just Brian
Well,
Hill.
that's his intro on our show, though, right?
Oh yes, yes it is. You know, looking for the intro.
So many.
This is Brian Edward Hill, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
I guess the other Brian Hill might have kicked the bucket, so now he's. But it's like if somebody else has the name and you come along second, you can't use it. So they.
I know. And again, it's like,
babes, the J in Michael J. Fox stands for nothing. The A in Vivica A. Fox stands for nothing. There's 2 Vanessa Williams.
the J stands for I need a job. But yeah, I mean, Ultimate Black Panther was good, and the villain is Khonshu in Moon Knight.
What the F?
Exactly. As it should be.
That's right.
Finally, somebody gets it. Finally, somebody's standing up to Big Moon Knight. Okay?
That mental patient.
Carefully doesn't get his face ripped off, though.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I found that very interesting. I was just like, oh. So yeah, that surprised the heck out of me.
I think that was like
I really wasn't expecting much. I thought they were gonna go kind of in a what if territory, maybe. But they kind of like surprised everybody, and I think that's why everybody really enjoys it. You want to be surprised.
And was that Storm on that one page?
I would like to think so. I hope so. I hope that's a tease for something.
I mean, spoilers, kids. Is he gonna leave the wife for Storm?
I would.
Oh my! Look, I'm gonna be married.
Well, it depends. It depends on which Storm.
Yeah, we only yes, kids. Yes, classic Storm, not X-Men Apocalypse Storm.
Exactly. This guy gets it. He gets it. But I do have a whole nother show to do, Phil.
Oh yes, Lilith has homework to do. All right, kids. So yes. So let me pull up the schedule here because yes, next time we're gonna do our last Madam Web themed episode.
And don't forget to watch our Capes and Lunatics episode on Madam Web.
Oh yes,
we're gonna suffer through it for you guys, so you don't have to.
Capes and Lunatics episode 322. We'll watch it with the sound on, so you don't have.
Exactly. I can't wait till it's on video on demand in 2 weeks.
Oh, burn! Oh, shut up!
I give it a month.
It'll be a whole month. Yeah.
I was gonna say Aquaman went to VOD in like 3 weeks. I'm pretty sure it was 3 weeks.
All right, so yes, next time we're going to talk the first appearances of Ezekiel and Moreland from Amazing Spider-Man Volume 2, number 30 through 35.
Yeehaw.
And then, like I said, at the end of the month, the boys will be back to talk Scarlet Spider 16, and I'm sure the topic of Madam Web will come up. It has the last, episode.
90 days. The last 90 episodes.
Well, no, ever since they really started advertising that movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll say the issues yet, but yes, in March, yes, we're gonna go along with what Justin and I are doing. Yes, we're gonna do some Spider-Man Wolverine team ups in March.
You know, I saw I think it was a grade 8.3 or something, Wolverine and Hulk for $3,000, and the person that I was with looks at me and goes, "Is this a typo?" And I'm like, "Oh no, baby, it gets way more expensive than that." I go, just be glad I'm not asking for that.
That night Timbo was like, "Is that for real?"
$200 statue. That's it.
That night Timbo was like, "Is that for real?"
Is that a typo?
Shh, no, baby, take a pic.
I'm like, babes, it's in the case. It's not a typo. It's in the case.
Baby, shut up. You're here to take your pants off. All right, so.
Yeah, all you gotta do is unzip. No need to even do all that.
Oh, damn! Lil's like, yeah, through the sheet. That'll work. All right. All right, so send us all your thoughts. email us on the upcoming stuff, this episode, the Madam Web movie. Email us CapesandLunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics, episodes, social media, merchandise. Again, for God's sake, buy a cup, a t-shirt, a phone case.
We're getting suspiciously close to episode 269, so just gonna throw that out there.
I know. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, damn it. Don't set off my ADD. I thought I had something. Wait a minute. I'm trying to remember. Is this the one where I was like, 269 is coming? And you're like, yeah, whatever.
I always say that. Then when I get on the show, I always act brand new. You Phil, come on.
Oh no, trust me. Oh no. Okay, no. Okay, we're gonna cover Spider-Man 8 through 13 for 269. That's McFarlane art, baby.
Yeah, that's what we decided.
That'll work. That'll do.
I mean, the only thing would be better is John Byrne.
All right. So yeah, buy merch, or just use the random Cash App link to make it rain on us.
Make it rain.
And of course, the Patreon. Again, 2024. I promised, and we're gonna deliver. It's gonna be
more vicious and brutal than ever
on
Oh,
Patreon.
have you done your homework for the Patreon yet, by the way?
Oh, for February? Not yet. No.
Okay.
No, the only porn I'm gonna watch soon is Madam Web.
They should at least give it an R rating, bro. It's Sony. You know?
At least some wet
Give us
t-shirt.
some TNA. Sidney Sweeney's not against showing TNA.
Even the first Toby Spider-Man gave us wet t-shirt. Come on.
Cold, hard, wet nipples. Yes,
Exactly.
sir.
Cold, wet, hard nipples.
I mean, maybe they will. Who knows?
I lost my nipple for nothing.
All right, so find everything at tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. All right. You can find Granny Hellfire on Facebook every full moon.
I'm there. I'm just lurking. That's all.
Oh, my.
Answering friend requests. That's all.
Oh, my. Are you a young man between the ages of 23 and 29? And,
No, 24 and 25.
Oh, are you a young man of 24 or 25 and well endowed? Then Lilith may have.
God, I gotta keep that window nice and narrow.
Hey-oh. If so, Lilith may have a position for you.
Is your dad divorced? Because if you piss me off, I will make you.
Oh my!
Either do the
That's
six or
gonna
do
be the
the
new prerequisite, actually.
Oh my god, that's gonna be like a new job. Oh, your daddy's hotter than you. Oh my lord!
I've seen it.
Sorry, kid.
There was nothing to get wet about anyway. We're not talking about Lord Bulbert.
That tramp.
It's all rape and murder, I'll tell you that.
On that note, hit the music, Philly.
Somebody's muffin's getting buttered. That ain't my business.
I didn't tell you to wait till the night before to cram. Come on.
Hello.
Ew.
I got kids to take care of, man. Let that away from me.
Those dogs get home cooked meals.
No actual children, bro. Like.
Oh, that's right. That's right. My children. Yeah. And I was about to say, yeah, no, literally, those dogs eat better than you people do.
Well, no, they do.
Yeah. All right, kids, come back next time. And until then, just swing on back.
Whip.
Whip it in the
Side
air.
webs. Wrap me up.
Don't be whipping it in the theater.